Hi, this is Nathalie from LineDotArrow from the Netherlands, and I'm here with the new May papers. And I have one kit. Usually I have more, but this month I have one. I have several other things on my laptop, but it's not finished yet, and I thought I'm just going to post this and maybe I will add more during the month of May, or maybe not, we will see. It is called Violet Dreams. And it has 25 papers. I believe it has 13 journal pages and 12 ephemera pieces. It comes in A4 size and US letter size, as you can see. And yeah, let me show you the papers real quick. I think it's supposed to go this way. It was upside down. I backed these with the March backing papers in the different colors, the line and the grid. It comes in slimline and also an A4 size and US letter size horizontal. And I backed these with the purple ones. Now these are a little bit too purple to my taste, so I will figure out what to do with that. I didn't watch very well when I was printing, but this is the paper from the Violet Dreams kit. And then we have this page, because it's more like a more mauve pinky sort of purple. But yeah, I have two of the bright ones, but I think I will leave it. I think it will be okay. Then I have this. And this one. This one. Not sure if you can see all the details. I hope you can. So lots of florals, but it is a little bit shabby chic meets floral, botanical meets grunge. And I did that on purpose because I like to grunge up things. But if you add a lot of laces and a different type of inking, maybe you can make it more shabby chic. Here we have the ephemera pieces. Now yours is going to be slightly smaller because, as you can see, it almost was cut off when printing. So when it comes in the shop, it's a little bit smaller. But we have like ephemera pieces. We have tags. Especially love this lady. We have an envelope with a card and some labels to work with. Pockets, library card tickets, and some fun buttons. Specimen slides. You could cut out the windows, use these somewhere else, or cut around the butterfly and then have a transparent frame. Anything is possible. Side tuck with a card. Index card and, well, they're both Rolodex cards, sorry. There are more tags and some little pieces like a postcard, random stuff. Then I have more slanted pockets. And then I have a few more tags with wax seals and, well, things. And some frames, butterflies and wax seals. So 25 papers in total. And it will be on sale in my Etsy with a 30% discount. But I still will have the sale that if you purchase... What is it? I forgot. Let me check. If you purchase 4 kits, you get a discount of 40% off from the original price. So when this is with a 30%, it's not going to add the 40 on top of it. It's going to be 40 when you purchase 4 kits. When you purchase 6, you have 50% off. And when you buy 10 kits, you will have 60. So 4 is 40, 6 is 50, and 10 is 60. I did have a little celebration sale in the shop. Look, I printed, this is from the mock shop papers, by the way. And this is from the ink stain and splattered. I printed these on the back side of these 4 papers. And these are from the March papers. The simple lined backing papers. Like I said, the purple one is extremely purple, but we will see. But this is the kit we are going to play with. The design team is going to play with this, and there will be a little design team collab, which means there will be a schedule with videos on certain days. However, it is going to start half May, so not this week. This week we have the challenge. We will have 3 weeks of challenges, by the way, as normal. But we also have the collab going on with design team members. That way you can actually know when a video is supposed to be on, and you can be ready and follow along. Some have tutorials, some just have fun crafts. Some have like a post on the Facebook group because they don't have YouTube channel. But it will be fun, and you can always learn from anybody that does a tutorial. There is no bad tutorial. There's always something new that you didn't know. But these are the kit papers. Like I said, 30% off on sale this month during the May challenges. And there's also the extra sale going on. When you purchase 4, you get 40%. When you purchase 6, you get 50. And when you purchase 10, you get 60% off. We have to go to the challenge papers for this week. Sorry, these are still the kit papers. I thought I already switched, but I didn't. 5 papers, A4 size, and also in US letter size. Yeah, it's over here, US letter size, A4 size. And it has specimen slides. Sorry, I wanted to start with these. Now, these are the bigger version. You can also print 2 on 1 paper. You can back these, so if you cut out these and glue them together, you have a back and a front. If you want to also cut out the window over here, that's possible. You can do the same over here. So we have these, and where is the other one? Oh, yes, we do have this one. And this is a double tag with a pocket, a side tuck. It has a pocket on top. So it's a tuck spot and a pocket. Then I also added some labels to maybe stamp on a little bit, some florals. And it also comes with a tag that can slide in this one. Because it's slightly smaller. You can even cut it more smaller or shorter. I kept this as large as possible so you can adjust the size yourself. And I have another specimen slide window over here and some fun little, it's ribbon basically. Then it also has background papers, these and this one. And I printed 2 on 1 paper, and then you got smaller size. So if you want smaller pieces to work with, that's possible too. I am going to work with the big one. And I'm going to create hopefully all the things that I want to create, but I'm going to try my best to be as fast as possible with cutting out all the elements. I will do that now, and then you will see me back. I will run these through the scan and cut. So while I was cutting out all the elements, I went through my box with the 2 Sister Jam laces. Look what I found. I still have this, and this could all work so well. With the papers. I'm so happy. I got my craft room sorted. Still a little bit lost on where to find stuff. I think you all recognize that for sure, because yeah, you tuck it away like I'm going to remember where it is, and then all of a sudden you absolutely have no clue where it is. And I did also make backings for every element. I'm not sure if I'm going to back every element, but we will see. Didn't use these yet. I think I will start off with the base, and the base is going to be this tag. Okay, when I was editing this video, I noticed it was a very long video, so I'm going to do a voiceover. I'm just scoring the inside piece for the pocket tag thingy. I had to do it several times because I was obviously not in the right spot, so it wasn't completely in the middle. But I'm just going to cover one piece of that tag. So the front piece is going to be covered with a black lining, and the back piece is going to have decorative paper. So now I'm just, I'm putting it in frame so you can see better, but I'm just going to cut off the part that I don't need, and I'm going to glue in, but really make the fold very smooth, so it really is as flat as possible. And I'm just going to glue in the backing on the front piece. I'm going to use, I did use, sorry, a glue stick, but also my regular glue to make sure it really stays put. I wasn't sure if I wanted to sew. Well, I wanted to sew, but I wasn't sure if I was able to do some sewing, and I didn't. So this is the inside piece, and now I'm just cutting off some little bits that I don't like, that are, well, not perfect in my eyes. Backing the back side of the tag, so when you slide something in, it has a pattern. You could also just use the part that you actually see a little bit more, but I decided to back the whole thing, so when you look inside, it is completely covered. And now I need to adjust and make sure it is all lined up. So everything is lined up, and now I'm just going to ink and make it as grungy as possible. I'm very precise with that because I obviously don't like seeing any white pieces or anything like that. I just want it to be perfect, or as perfect as possible. So yes, I went a little bit bananas on this, but I really want to make sure it has still a grungy look and feel. So now I need to think about what I'm going to put on the outside, but also create a tag to go inside. And I'm going to use that, those three elements to create a tag. So glue one piece on the front and then glue the designed tag on the back side. Just going to round the corners, and I'm going to ink, of course. And rounding the corners makes it easier to slide inside a tuck spot or a pocket. That's the reason why I'm doing that. I like it too, but it's also making it very easy to slide in. Now I'm going to add the pocket. There's something strange with the pocket. One side is a little bit bigger than the other side. It is a design flaw, and I'm so sorry about that, but I don't have time to change it. The pocket still works, but there's an extra strip on the right side. But yeah, it will be okay. So I'm going to ink that too, and I'm going to glue that on the front panel of that tag. So just cutting off some pieces that I don't like, doing a little bit of inking, and now gluing on the pocket on the front side of that tag. So now it's time to create a specimen slide. I didn't know which one I was going to use first, but I think I will put that one on the tag that is going inside. So I'm going to use the smaller one first. And obviously I need to back and fold and glue everything in. So I glued everything together, cut out the frame, and now I need to ink to make sure you don't see any white. And also I'm going to back the inside of the frame, not the inside of the frame, but the piece that you can see through the window, because now it's black. But as it turns out, later I did that for nothing because I changed my mind about something, so it's going to look very different. But I'm just going to put on a little bit of coffee dyed paper. And like I said, it's in, but I'm going to cover it later. But it's a great way to use up your coffee dyed paper scraps. Now I have this mirror spray. I bought it at Duoding, and it is creating a, well, mirror. It is like silvery, silver color, and I sprayed it on acetate. That is the first one. The second and the third are the same. These are laminated sheets, and then I also sprayed it on a piece of vellum, and they look a little bit different. The first one, the acetate, really looks like a shiny mirror. This one is more translucent. Wasn't sure what I was going to do, so I'm trying to figure out how it looks. As you can see, the laminated sheet really, well, has a transparency, while the acetate sheet is completely like a mirror. So I keep going back and forth, but I end up gluing in the, well, really like a mirror looking piece. And because I glue that in, I am going to add the butterfly on top of that piece. As you can see, it's really shiny, and this was like really acetate paper. It was see-through. I don't know what happened. I'm not sure if you have like a silver spray paint, it's going to give you the same effect. I have no clue, but this really works, and it dries very quick. It smells a lot, but yeah, it dries very fast, so the smell won't stay too long. I kept my window open while it was drying. I'm going to glue I'm going to glue the butterfly on top and add this specimen label. It was a little bit too big, so I made it a little bit smaller. Of course, I needed to ink. And I'm also going to back it with some, no, I'm not going to back this one, sorry. I just showed you again the mirror spray. I will try to add a link in the video. If I forget, please ask in the Facebook group or as a comment underneath the video. Now I want this to go on the first front side of that tag. I'm just figuring out how to do that. Okay, before I put on the specimen slide, I wanted to create a little tag to go in the front pocket. I backed some pieces together and used a part of the free paper that is included. I have to make it straight. So inking the tag, fit it inside. And now I'm going to decide where I want to have the frame and the specimen slide. And I'm going to punch a hole and attach it in the middle of the specimen slide onto the tag, so it has movement and it's lined up with the tag that is in the small pocket. If this makes sense explaining, but you can see in the video. I'm also going to punch eyelets on the corners of the specimen slide on the left side and on the right side. And those I'm going to put in before I attach the middle eyelet because that is the one that I'm going to use to attach it to the tag. Sorry, I'm tripping over my own words. But yeah, I'm just wiggling it in. And attach it. Well, what I don't like is that you see the white, so I'm going to cover that up with a little bit of. So I use the marker, it's purple, to fill in that white spot. I attached the specimen slide on front, and now I need to decorate the tag that is going inside. And I also need to decorate the small tag. The small tag, I'm just going to add that strip of ribbon, floral ribbon. It's not ribbon, but it's an image of a ribbon, of course. It's in the free papers. And I'm going to add the floral on top and just punch an eyelet in there. And I'm also going to add a little piece of ribbon that is, well, I still have that from my Two Sister Jam stash, and it's perfect for this project. It's a little bit elastic ribbon, but yeah, it works great. It's a little bit darker, it's a little bit of burgundy, but it goes very well with the rest of the colors. I'm just going to line it up like this. Okay, now I want to decorate this frame. And I'm just using another label that is also in the free papers. Going to ink that, and I'm going to place that on the left of that specimen slide. But first I'm going to add a little bit of that ribbon also on top of this tag. I should have placed it a little bit lower because now there is a tiny bit showing, but I'm going to cover that up with the Paper Hoarders tape set number 1 from April, because I have a feeling I'm going to use that a lot in projects. And I have a video on how I printed these on sticker paper and cut them out with a half cut on my scan and cut, and then you can easily peel them off. It is less difficult to get them from the sheet than the one that I have from Tim Holtz. And yeah, I think these are slightly better with more patterns and colors. But yeah, that's my opinion. But I do love what they do. So they add so much to your project. Now I have this purple cheesecloth that Cheryl gifted me. I'm going to place it behind the label. Cheryl is one of the design team members, Cheryl Garris. I still have that. I'm so happy I found it today. So I'm going to place it on the specimen slide. And now I need to think about the window that I'm going to use. And I'm going to use the laminated sheet that I sprayed. But when you spray it, one side is very shiny and the other side is a little bit more matte. So I'm going to place it that the matte side is facing forward. So the shiny side is on the inside, if that makes sense. Otherwise it was, well, very, very shiny. But this, on the laminated sheet, if you spray on that mirror spray, you still have some translucency, if that's the right word, I don't know. You can still see through the window. I tried to add cheesecloth behind the butterfly, but it didn't work. Yeah, so I'm leaving it. I'm just going to glue it on like that. And to be able to center the butterfly exactly in the middle of the frame, I'm just going to first glue on the left part, then going to add glue to the butterfly, and I'm going to use my tweezers to place it exactly, well, not exactly, but I'm going to eyeball and place it in the middle of the frame. And now I can easily glue on the rest of the piece, and it will all be centered, well, as much as possible. I was thinking to add this on top, but I decided not to. Now I want to add eyelets. I'm going to put one on the top. And I'm also going to put eyelets on the corners of the specimen slide. And I will show you the end result in a minute. So punching in the eyelets, as I said, 4 in total on the specimen slide and 1 on top of the tag. On top of the tag, I'm going to put in some cheesecloth that I also used behind the label, because I want to add something extra, but it doesn't, well, it needs to be as flat as possible because I need to slide it into the sliding piece, to the tuck spot, and I'm just trying to glue it together, which didn't work. So I end up using staples to get it all stuck onto the top of the tag, which also adds a little bit of, well, interest to your project. These are tiny staples, not big ones, but I think a big one would also work. And to make sure the back also stays put, I'm going to add a little bit of tape on there too. And the piece that I have left over is going to be on the front of the specimen slide. And I also want to add a little bit on the other specimen slide. Now it's time to glue the pocket together. Just want to ink this piece a little bit more. And I'll also staple this together to make sure it all stays together. It is glued, but... So now I want to slide this in, and I noticed the top part of the tag was a little bit too much, so I decided to cut it off and just have it like this. Now I remembered that I also want to create a tab on the tag that slides inside, so I just quickly adding papers together. Usually you punch out the tag with folded pieces of paper, but it was too thick. I tried, but it didn't work. So I decided to make 2 separate ones, ink them and glue them on, and it works great. It's a little bit more heavy, but that's okay. And you just first put 1/2 on and then glue the rest on the back side, as I show you. Now obviously I need to add eyelets in this project too. So I'm going to add 3 in the tab. So the eyelets are in, just inking a little bit more, slide it in. I really like the project. And then I remembered I wanted to do something with waxed thread on the tab. And as I was trying this, I thought of something else. As you can see, I'm just threading it through the 4 corners of the specimen slide. I'm going to slow down this a little bit more so you can see. So I have them in the 4 corners, so the ends are towards the tab, and now I'm going from the back to the front in the 2 holes that are on the tab. I was thinking of also putting it into the 3rd hole in the tab, but I ended up not doing that. I struggle with my nails to actually make the knot, but I managed to do that. And I think it adds a lot to your project. As you can see, I try to put it in the 3rd hole, but I don't like that, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to clean my desk, and then I will do something else on the strings. But no, I didn't like that, so I pulled them back out and I just left the third eyelet as it is. So I have a few buttons over here and I want to put them on. These are so much fun. They're like little florals. Okay. We have this pink. Tiny holes. Not sure if I can get them through. Nope, these are too thick. Let me see if I have a different one. I think these are also very small. No, don't fit. Okay. Going to put the purple one on, I think. No. I want a beige one. I have to look for it for a moment. I think these are bigger holes. Oh, this is blue on the back. I can't use that. It looks really silly. So, yay! It's finished. So, we got this. Not sure if you can really see. This is the back side now. This is the sliding thingy. this can wiggle around. Tag, you can take that out. And then this really lines up together. So yeah, I really like this. And then I can slide this in here. So this is the project for today. I hope you like the challenge. I hope you want to join in. The papers are for free in the LineDotArrow Facebook group. You can also use these to post your makes in the hosting Facebook groups Two Sister Jam and Sophie's Crafty Corner. And the tag that we are going to be using is also in the video, but it is the hashtag design team DT May collab, because we're going to do a collab with the design team. They come in A4 and US letter size on my Ko-Fi for a small fee, in the Facebook group for free, 5 pages. And also make sure you check out the new May kit, Violet Dreams, not Violent Dreams, Violet Dreams, 25 papers, US letter size, A4 size, with a 30% discount. But the more you buy, the bigger the discount will be. Of course, the discount is on the original price, so not discount over discount over discount. But yeah, this is it for today. I hope you liked the video. I hope you want to leave me a thumbs up, leave a comment, leave a like. Oh, that's the same as a thumbs up. Sorry. And if you're new, maybe you want to be a subscriber, and I will try to add a link of the mirror spray that I used. And also check out Two Sister Jam, because I just pulled out some fabulous laces, and these are all from their shop. Look, it goes so very well with the make of today. So yeah, this is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay creative, and I hope to see you in the next one. Greetings from the Netherlands. Bye bye. Bye.